You're very confident in this Kongsong fight, Josh. You're always confident whatever fight you're going into. But you mentioned that the undisputed fight against Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez done an interview with Umar, I think it was maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and Ramirez said that if he gets past Postal and you get past Kongsong, he wants to fight with you. However, Jack Catterall has been mandatory for the WBO title for I think a year and a half. But Ramirez said Jack should take step aside money and let you two fight, because the winner's going to vacate and move up anyway.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Do you think Jack should take step aside money so you and Ramirez could fight?
Well, listen, I'd like to think that I could have that option, because it's a big fight, a massive fight. But then at the same time, Jack Catterall's been mandatory for as long as I can remember for that WBO belt. But saying that, he's not really fought any world-class opponents, really, Catterall. He's not really fought anybody world-class, and it's hard to tell. If it was me, if I was in Jack Catterall's position, I would say, no way, I'm not stepping aside. I've been waiting for ages. It's my turn to get the shot at the title. But how often does it come around when there's a fight in a division which is to determine who becomes undisputed champ? So they're kind of few and far between these days. If there is an undisputed fight, it's not every day. It's only a world title fight or a unification fight. It's not usually an undisputed title challenge on the line. So it's not very far. No, they're very few and far between. So I'd like to imagine that I might have the power that, maybe the governing bodies would want to see the unification fight rather than another defence for Ramirez. But who knows? If just need to take it the way it comes. If Catterall gets his defence, then I'll have another defence. I'm not in a massive rush. I'm only 29. I've not got many miles on the clock. I'm not taking much damage in terms of like big punches or like concussions or anything like that. I'm not taking any damage. Even in sparring, I don't really get hit that much. So hit clean that much anyway. So I'm young, fresh, and ready to go. I'm not in a rush to get that fight, but I'd like to preferably get that fight first, and Jack Catterall move aside and we get on for all the marbles. And then when his mandatory opportunity comes, he gets a chance for all the belts, all the vacant belts. So you'd like to think that's a good option for him as well. So he'd need to see what he wants to, how he thinks about it as well. But if I was in his position, I would say no way, I'm not stepping aside, because he's been there for ages. But I'm not in his position. I feel I'm in a stronger position, but it is what it is. We just need to play that by ear and take it as it comes.
Okay then. If you were in Jack's position, let me put you on the spot here, Josh. If you were in Jack's position, how much would they need to pay you to step aside?
I don't know. It need to be a good whack, because
6-7 figures.
He has been mandatory for a long time. He has been mandatory for a long time. So it would need to be a substantial amount of money. I would need to be a good whack to say, okay, on you go. I'll play the winner. Do you know what I mean? I'll play the winner. Aye.
Play the winner. Aye. Winner stays on.
Play the winner. It's like I'm getting a game of pool or something.